Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and this may be one of the final times I ever talk about the DJI Action 2 as a disappointment. There's going to be a lot more coming up, and I really think this is important to people who own the DJI Action 2, but I want to tell my story from my perspective just before anything else happens. So for me, I have a few of these devices. I've had the original one. I registered that one, I signed up for the warranty, and I had an issue again with the case where, because the case was faulty, and I personally believe it's defective. In my case, it has been shown to be defective because I've lost devices and had them destroyed. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that outside. But because of that, the top of the device fell into the, the Hudson, because I was going over the Manhattan Bridge, because it was faulty. So it was a pain to talk to customer service to get a full replacement. At first, I believe they recommended that I get 10% off, and I was like, I paid for this warranty. I know that this technically, the camera doesn't exist, there's nothing damaged to give you back, but it's because, and again, this is my belief. Whenever I say this, this is what I'm alleging, that the little clasps on here are defective, and what's even more defective are the pieces. I wish I had the top portion of this, but these ones, the ones that they tried to come out with quickly to disperse the heat, because that was a big issue with this as well. And of course, that one kind of protected things. And for a while, things were fine, but in certain cases, and within, I believe, a week, because the top portion was in its case and a plastic against metal, and instead of metal on metal, metal on metal will be the most secure, even though it's not fully secure. Plastic on metal is worse, and that's kind of what we got. So in these cases, it was so hard to actually get anything. At the very end, I had to pay a deductible of $29, and DJI sent me a new camera. But this was after, and it felt like a couple months of just going back and forth and fighting with them, because I believe that they were at fault, and they were just not trying to hear any of that. So the next times that I got the DJI Action 2, because again, this camera has so much potential, and that's all I can say for right now, because it is functional, but these defects are extremely, if you are a user of this camera, this is not something that I would really recommend buying anymore, because I don't believe the DJI backs this particular product, and also I don't know what that means about the other products that they have in their lineup. If something ever goes wrong with them, what will they do? So for me, for the other devices, I did not register them. I did not sign up for the warranty. But as you can see in previous videos, I had a camera that was crushed, literally crushed, and I was showing it to the camera. Of course, I'm going to toss it because the battery's, compromised and something may happen. I have to get it out of here. So I tossed it, and then the same thing happened where one of these fell off and just literally got lost on my way home from work. So I reached out to DJI. They did the same, and again, I understand these units were not registered, so there's only so much that they can do. But I did have video proof of one of the units, and hey, my testimony for another. Also, I was able to share the place where I purchased it at, and I shared that because that's something they requested. Obviously, that was not enough for them. So for me, in this case, they offered me 10% off a new Action 3 or Action 4. And I was like, that's garbage. 10% off is literally nothing. B&H has sales on this stuff. Best Buy has better sales than that. That is an insult, and that's what I told them. And they're like, okay, we check back. We can give you 10% off anything in the Action lineup. And at that point, I was like, I literally just told you that this was an insult to me. And at this point, and I want to make this very clear, I'm going to be talking to other people about if this is a possibility to go forward with a class action lawsuit. I am not a lawyer. I don't know any of this. All that I know is my own experiences and the things that I've heard from other people. But I believe, because of what I have seen happen so many times with myself and with others, I would say that this would be a prime example for a class action lawsuit. If people in the community can come together and we can talk and we can figure out a way to get on DJI's radar, because with me, it's not on the radar. You may even have seen in the previous video that I made where all these bad things happened, DJI reached out to me and they're like, oh, please let us know what we can do so we can help you. They didn't do anything. This was just more months of them stringing me along, not responding for days, and then getting back to me with these, I would really call stupidities and insults. DJI is not a company that I can recommend. They make beautiful products, but a lot of them are flawed. And at the time, or before, I was thinking they should just redo the Action 2 to make it less defective, instead of going back to the same old form factor of just copying GoPro, which they now have done for 2 generations with 3 and 4. We're pretty much sure that there is going to be no maybe official successor to the Action 2, and that's disappointing because the form factor, look at this. This is a waterproof 4K 120 camera. It is like, this could have been so much more. I use it to the best of my ability because literally it's so small, and this is a great functioning camera in recording video. But outside of that, just weak overall with this locking. And if this camera is not protected, I'm not going to spend my money on this. And if this company doesn't back it, and again, I'm going to say this one more time, it is in this case that I did not register the device and I did not sign up for the warranty. So I was reaching out to them in good faith before I created something like this and put out this message into the world, where I believe that there is a case for a class action lawsuit. I didn't mention anything until the very end, and I said, hey guys, this is really why I reached out. I just wanted my issue solved. I didn't want any special treatment. I think this should be done for anybody who purchases this, warranty or not, loses it because of a defect. If it was my stupidity where maybe I didn't clasp it on, that's on me. If I didn't put it in the case properly, that's on me. If I was really hitting it rambunctiously, that's on me. None of this happened. This is supposedly an action camera which was mounted onto one of their mounts on a bike with shock absorbers, and it failed. Huge disappointment. But guys, please, if you have any similar stories, put it in the comment section below, because I think this is very important. And with a class action lawsuit, who knows how much is really going to be gained from this, but it's really time that DJI at least acknowledges the fact of this, where if somebody else has had a similar situation, you know what? This could be just a me thing. This could be me having a string of bad luck. But if it happens to turn out where it's not that, then I think then this is where we should go forward. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long video, but please put everything in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at creativenyc2023@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.